I originally planned to make devlogs monthly, but I've been putting it off until I had something semi-decent looking to show. This is Drive, my open-world car survival game. At least this is what it used to look like. I've made changes. As you can see, the game is now 3D, which is one more D than it had before. I ran into a creative block when I realized that the 2D version was simply not that fun to play. So, even though I was intimidated by the extra D I was unleashing upon my single brain cell, I decided to give it a shot. As predicted, this change brought about many new issues that were much more complex in nature, but somewhat surprisingly, I managed to figure out the car movement system with relative ease. To see that showcased, you can check out my last video. The things I spent the most time on were the custom terrain loader and the camera. The camera was especially tricky. My goal was to have it orbit around the car. However, I wanted to be able to control how much it could move in either direction. Also, I wanted it to follow the car's Z direction to have better visibility when going up or downhill. Doing this through Euler angle rotations proved to be futile, since I kept running into their limitations, so I had to sit down and figure out Godot transforms. I still don't have a confident grasp on it, but I managed to get the camera working as I wanted. If you're curious about the technical aspect, here's how it works. In Editor, it is a separate object with its own script. Now what the script does is every physics frame it moves the camera to the car's position and its rotations are reset. I then adjust the camera using the built-in rotate functions, which work with the transform matrix rather than Euler angles. This allows me to clamp the movement however I want. Now that the camera is pointing in the correct direction, all that's left to do is to move it away from the car. Well, almost. If you skip one important step, the camera will end up clipping through the level. Well, this is suboptimal because backrooms, so let's just ask Godot to cast a ray from the point the camera is currently at to the point where we were going to move it to. That way, if it collides with any geometry that's in the way, we can just move it to the point of collision instead. So that's neat. Anyway, there's also this massive landscape around me. It's chunk-based and I implemented LOD support. I'm quite proud of it, even though it doesn't do anything crazy. Just that before getting into this project, I could have never imagined that I was even capable of doing anything like this. I think I'll expand on it in a different video though. There's plenty of things to talk about here, including this custom shader I wrote, which maps up to 5 different materials onto the terrain, as well as Gaia, which is this awesome tool for generating the terrain mesh itself and all its textures. Well, I'm happy to conclude that I achieved my goal of making the driving more fun. The suspension, coupled with the terrain and camera, are making it an exciting challenge to traverse the environment, which should be amplified even more when I add fuel depletion and damage systems. As before, I'm slowly putting together a story and even prototype some NPCs. These things may or may not be related to humans, but they also may or may not be real at all. It's weird, it's a work in progress. Anyway, thank you for watching. You can follow the game's development on Discord now, where I post development snippets, screenshots, artwork. I also post stuff on Patreon. As always, all proceeds I collect there go to support various charities in Ukraine. I updated the Patreon so it has a $1 tier now, and made all previous content available to every tier, including the $1 one. So, all contributions are very much appreciated. Shout out to my Patreons, Tressie, Shane, Sterling, Travis Rado. Your donations are very appreciated. Thank you.